One of my players is a furry, and it's getting problematic. DM at his wit's end. Nice meeting you lads. Casual DM here with an ever-frustrating situation, or more aptly, player. He's a good friend of mine. In fact, even on the worst of days, I think I could call him a best friend. But as of late, his Fursona has been plaguing my and a lot of my players' games. So, what do I mean? Well, the lad's a furry, and believe me, I have no problem with it, more power to him. But this particular interest has rooted itself in our games like a weed refusing to move. Now, that may sound harsh, he's just a furry, what's wrong with him playing one? Well, a few things. The worst case was a typical classic fantasy campaign I was running. Everyone chose their race and class. You had your human barbarian, your dragonborn cleric, and halfling rogue. Standard, but then he decides on his character. A nude anthropomorphic fox man. See, the fox I was alright with, but I'm not allowing any nudity in my games unless it's justified. No one wants to picture some fox dong flopping about in the midst of combat. But it doesn't end there. Just today, another of my players started his own campaign based off of different real-world mythologies, like Greek and Norse, wherein we all played acolytes of our chosen gods. For instance, mine was Hypnos, the god of sleep. And then he decides his character. An acolyte of some Japanese fox god. It was at this point that I think I realized what I didn't like about this whole furry business. It's not that I'm prejudiced against it or that I find it some abominable atrocity to nature. It's just that with a world of opportunity laid bare before him, all it ever is foxes. Another case was when he himself ran his own campaign. Now, to his credit, he was a surprisingly good dungeon master. He made sure there was always action to be had, a world to explore, lore to be known, and things to do. It was a World War I era diesel punk campaign, which we all found to be one hell of a setting. Return fire! Where's my fire support? We also found it one hell of a coincidence that now allied with the Allies in this alternate universe was the Fox Empire, which he then decided was one of the greatest superpowers of the war.
Hey there.
Oh, come on. Lastly, there was today. I had written up a new adventure I'd like to pursue. It was another homebrew that this time was inspired by Weird War Tales comics, which if you didn't guess were war-themed stories with some weird twist. Like sentient Nazi gorillas or an island inhabited by dinosaurs. For this, I instructed my players that they would be a commando force, assembled as all of the weirdos of the world. We had a cyborg mummy, a human-sized Gamera, and, would you believe it, a 10-foot fox. Worst of all is, at this of all times, he decides to roleplay, licking all of the players in the game. Really? Honestly, I don't know why I'm telling you this. Maybe it's to vent steam, maybe it's to get some ideas on how to get the guy to broaden his horizons. Maybe it's just a cautionary tale about boundaries and how important they are in your games. Whatever the case is, don't be this guy. Sorry, Fox. So, how did you guys like the story? A bit different from the usual, no? But just as much badass and ridiculously rad. Did you feel the furry Fursona was a bit too much, though? I mean, licking your own party in combat? That's gotta be up there even in the never say never world of Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to comment your reactions on the story. Subscribe to our channel All Things D&D for more D&D content. Ta-ta for now!